What's up, everybody? Logan here again, coming at you guys with another video. And wow, it's been 5 months, 4 months since I've last made a video. I've just been trading away like a madman. I really do appreciate all your guys' love and support. But in this video, I'm gonna go over how I made around $900,000 trading options in the last 6 weeks. Decent amount of capital has been at risk to do this. We have a decent amount of capital on standby if I need to manage anything. Here's a picture of me with my new Porsche that I got, or Porsche, however you want to say it. This is a GT4 RS. This car is about 200,000. Then I also got a new Ford Bronco last week as well to add to the collection of cars. So very excited. I'm just loving how trading's actually assisting my life now instead of just building an account, right? And then watching your numbers grow every day. It's cool when you can pull it out and buy stuff you wanted since you were a child. I mean, that smile the day that I got that car is just unbelievable. But I do want to go over that today. I know there's going to be a lot of eyes on this video just because it does sound very outrageous. I'll go over the capital requirements, the stress I've endured, which has been incredible amounts of stress to do this. There is an email down below too if you guys do want to reach out to me and ask questions or, you know, anything business related. I'm always looking at opportunity, and I'll kind of talk about my life story a little bit and some business investment ideas that I have and other companies, businesses that I own. Especially for somebody who's brand new here and is like, this young kid is full of it. There's no way this is possible. He's only in his 20s. And it's like, well, it'll make a lot more sense once you get closer to the end. But we'll go over the ideas, the setups, the trades, how I've done this. But I do really appreciate you guys sticking around here. And let's dive right into this one. So click out of Discord. So we're going to look at today's trade as well. As you guys can see up here, my current cash sweep is 410. My net liquidity is 404. Today's December 31st, so this is the end of the year. I have 6,000 left to make, which will put me around $887,000 for the year. And I just started this portfolio mid-November. So about 6 weeks ago, I started using this portfolio. Now, if you're like, well, Logan, why did you just start this 6 weeks ago? So I have a really big boy portfolio that I trade. It's this guy right here. This one has over $2 million in it. And this portfolio is like my safer, less risk, don't trade it during holiday weeks kind of setup where I'm risking way more money, right? And making way less money. But when you have that much capital, it's a lot easier to trade options, right? Especially short-term options. So what I did with this portfolio, as you can see, we're back to our 404 net liquidity or 410 here. I started this with about 350 grand. I've ran that up, to whatever, add 900 to that. So about 1.25 million in the last 6 weeks. I've been withdrawing money for taxes, for my cars that I purchased, my real estate portfolio that I've been adding to. I just bought some land a little bit ago, just a few acres, nothing crazy. And then also I reinvested in my marijuana company that I own, and we do about 30,000 pounds a year in sales. So, I have revenue coming in from all over. This year I revenued just over $3 million between all my businesses, and I cleared, I don't know, 2.5 million in profit on these trades and companies and everything that I do. That's, all my trading. That's the companies that I own, the ad revenue, the brand deals and sponsorships. So, I have a lot of good going on. So let's get right into these trades, though. I know you guys have been waiting for it, but I did want to talk about that out of the gate because I know there's going to be a lot of questions about that. I always get so many questions. So this trade today, I risked 250 grand, right? So like I said, this is very capital intensive. This is something that, I mean, when you're looking at this morning having 160 grand left over to manage, but my mindset is always I have that other portfolio I can pull those funds from if I ever get underwater on this one. But this is my really aggressive day trading portfolio. I only trade credit spreads on the S&P, but this morning at 59.70 and 59.95, I made a nice big 25 wide spread. I got a really nice credit of 345 per contract right at open, right within a minute of the market opening. So that was kind of my setup here is, I'm looking at resistance as of lately, right? Because yesterday we sold off of the 59.30 level quite a bit. We closed right under it, and we'll go to the charts to check this out. So One of my favorite charts is this. Whoops. We'll maximize sell here, but I love this 20-day 1 hour chart, and I also love it in a 10-day 30-minute time frame as well. But anytime we're up here really far away from my 390-day and my 195-day moving averages, right? Right here, as you can see on this chart, I like to start taking call credit spreads, right? Now, granted, I check the expected move. So if the expected move's 30 points, I try to place myself outside the expected move every single trading day from where we open. As you could see yesterday, right, this green line, 59.35 yesterday was a really big resistance level. So when we opened and we opened around this 59.30, I put those shorts on. Now, why did I do that? Well, we have all this resistance to get through on this time frame. The RSI is slightly red. We couldn't get through the resistance yesterday. We've had a really large selling day on Monday, or sorry, on Friday. We had a very large selling day. It was 100 points from the top to the bottom, right? From the previous close to the low. It was like 103 points before the bounce, right? And if I zoom in a little bit more, and each one of these individual black boxes is a different trading day. So this is Tuesday, this is Monday, this is Friday, this is Thursday, this is Wednesday. Or actually, sorry, this one would be Tuesday because the market was closed Wednesday for Christmas. So you can see this, right? Down here, I was looking at old support yesterday and took my put credit spread. It worked out well. And then today, not being able to break through all of this resistance, I felt really good on the call credit side. And I put myself way up here just so we'd have to get through literally 4 layers of resistance to break through that. And there was not much positive volume this morning, a lot of chop, and now I'm collecting that premium. So that should bring me about 34 grand on the day. And if we average that out, if you average like 30 days divided by 90, or sorry, by 900, that's about $30,000 a day. And that's what I kind of shoot for. Now, some days I'll hit for 50, some days I don't trade, some days I lose money, right? And I've hit a $92,000 day, I would say, has probably been my largest victory in this last 6 week span. That was close to a month ago when I bought the Porsche. And I was like, when I woke up that morning, I was like, if I can find a setup to help pay for the Porsche, I will do that. So I went from there. Um, but overall, and here we are continuing to sell. The expected move is still kind of high here, but I don't trade condors. Like iron condors, you might catch me doing once every month. I really try to stick to one side of the trade. That has always been my main thing with trading is like it's already damn hard enough to pick where the market's going to go or not going to go. So if you think you can get that right on both sides on the same day or even the same week, I just don't think that's likely to work out for you over the long term if you're doing it with large money. Now, it can work with small money because you can be super diligent. But when you're trading the size that I'm trading, you see the net liquidity fluctuate so much, right? That's like very stressful to see, right? Like I have a slight rise in my cortisol levels because of this trade still being on, right? So there's a lot of this mental, emotional, psychological side of trading, and that's all I focus on. 5,900 is a big mental level, and we're right back to it, even though today we were up to 5,930. The expected move was about 45, and you can see that on the trade tab over here, right? If I scroll down quite a ways, right here you have the expected move, which is still 33, which is pretty hefty considering we only have 5 hours remaining today. We haven't seen as much of the EM fall off. Now we are in a quarterly expiration, so options contracts will move wildly during quarterly expirations. I'm at a 95% out of the money on the short strike, so I still have a 5% chance that this thing can get tested today. Even though it feels like it won't, you never really know in this market, especially with the VIX where it is. What else do I look for? So I try to focus a lot on price action. You can see the momentum even on the TTM squeeze trying to come back into the markets because we have had selling. We had that flip on Friday, right? TTM squeeze was running out of steam at the end of the day Thursday, right? You could see that fluctuation, that downtrend, and Friday it completely flipped, and then we kicked back to where the market was falling. So I just try to play ping pong. I don't have any specific mental idea. I don't think the market should go up or down. I don't care. I don't make money on the markets if it rises. I don't make money on the markets if it falls. I am very neutral. I wake up every day, I just day trade. And what I end up doing in these situations, sorry, I focus most on where I think the market won't go that day based on the expected move, the support or resistance, and it's day trading. So if you have to manage that trade or get out or roll it to the next day quickly, you have to do that. So I think that's one thing that a lot of people have stuck in their head is, oh, the market only goes up. And in this video, a lot of people may say, oh, well, we're up so much anybody can make money in a bull market. Well, the funny thing is most of this money has come from call credit spreads. And I want to click you over to my 20-day, 30-minute. And you're like, how does that even make sense? Well, since I started the port in the last 6 weeks, we've spent a lot of time hanging out at this yellow line. And whenever we get to the yellow line on my standard deviated charts, my 20-day, 30-minute, I start to sell call credit spreads way up here, right? And I'm even higher than this green line. I'm higher than our mean currently if we were to all of a sudden rally up back to the mean by the end of the day today, right? But we've spent a lot of time up around the one standard deviation to the upside. So I've just been selling call credit spreads relentlessly. Then we got the big move. I'm smart enough to know that the market does not just move in one direction, right? Even if it drops 200, 250, 300 points, you're going to get those relief bounces. The short squeezes, every single time the market has fallen, it has short squeezed up. That's why we're at all-time highs. So you have to keep that in mind, right? The ES isn't going to move 600 points down in a day. It's not going to move 800 points down in a day. Maybe if the VIX is like over 100, of course, but when the VIX is 16, 17, 18, you don't have to expect that price action. That's why your situational market awareness is the most important part of trading, right? Or at least I think it is like, what's our VIX? What's the volatility? Is our volume positive or negative? Where are we on the playing field? Where are we for my support and resistance? Right? And I do that same setup every single day. I look for a gap fill. Today we filled the gap. That's why I like the call credit side even more, right? Because you can collect on that move down. I'm just selling credit spreads on the S&P. The tax advantages are there, so not all of these are short-term capital gains. 60% of my gains are long-term capital gains rates. That's very helpful if you're somebody trading this much money in a fully taxable account. That's what I do, right? Like I want to use this money because I just don't want to be one of those guys that gets suckered into something they don't want to do their whole lives. Like I have enough money now to just tuck it away into real estate and make comfortably 100,000 a year off my rentals. But my marijuana company also generates around 300,000 a year for me as well. So I don't want to do that just yet. I don't mind taking risk. I've been trading. I'm playing with the house's money now and have been for all of the years. So, I don't mind being risky when I can be, but I'm still trying to grow my net worth as well, and purchase things that I've wanted my entire life. So a good setup here. We could zoom out a little bit more. And you can even see with the market on the daily chart is weakening up a little bit, right? We rarely this year have spent much time in the negative on the TTM squeeze, right? August was pretty bad. And we also had April. April was a pretty big dip back to our 89 day, and we're back here now. So I could see the market continuing down to 5,800 from here, maybe going lower, right? We have that pre-election gap around 57.32, I think is that specific number. That's going to fill eventually. It might not fill next week, but it will fill at some point, and they're going to wait till everybody FOMOs in who thinks the market's going to go higher, right? But I don't have to make money based on direction because credit spreads are non-directional trades, right? It's all about volatility decay if you're doing a 0DTE. So that's how I've generated so much capital in my time in the short period of time. And this year, I mean, generating millions of dollars on top of that with my other businesses and my other trading portfolio, the one that's over $2 million. So, I'm very transparent, right? Like I show you guys everything that I do. I've always shown my net liquidity, right? The the filled orders, right? You guys can see here my P&L. There's no yellow bar around this, so there's no way this could even be a paper trading account. I legit don't even know how to get this into a paper account. I think, let's see. Oh no, yeah, I do. It's on demand. If I click on demand, it would make it a paper account. See? And that's the difference, right? Is Thinkorswim. See, I don't even have on demand enabled because I don't use it. So I can click out of here. The last time I've used this was July of 22 that I've used the paper account. So there would be this yellow ring around my entire if this was a paper account, but I don't do that. It's a waste of time. Plus, like, I'm not, I don't even do YouTube to make money off of it. I just like showing you guys how to trade, honestly. How do you even get out of here? Okay, I got out of there. So it looks like the market continues to fall, which is very helpful for me in this situation. I do want to go into this a little bit more. We'll talk about the VIX, and then I'll probably end the video here because I gotta get some stuff ready for New Year's. But yeah, I know a lot of you guys haven't heard from me in a while, so I was like, gosh, I gotta make a video talking about what I've been doing, how I've been trading, and I have guys reaching out to me to manage hedge funds more and more now. So um, I don't know. I got to see if I want to do that. I'm not really like the greediest dude in the world. Like I want to make 10 million and then call it good. I'm not trying to be a billionaire. I'm not trying to make 100 million. And I made a few million this year. So I don't mind waiting a few more years to do that with the 10 mil. And then tuck it away safely, generate passively 6, 7, 800,000 a year off that with fixed investments. I mean, you can get 6, 7, 8% in private equity at a minimum. Private equity, you can make quite a bit of money in. So, you know, there's just so many other ways to attack these markets in our world. And I just don't want to be the guy that's like, I went down to the bank and I got my 5% annuity, on my 100,000. Like there's just so much more you can do with that money. And I'm not talking shit because I'm not trying to do that because everybody has different risk tolerances. Because this is very stressful, man. My stress levels are quite high on a normal week, even when I'm winning, right? Because it's the uncertainty. The uncertainty of trading is a reality, right? And that's why I say the psychological part's so important because so many guys will miss fills because they couldn't pull the trigger, because they don't know their setup. If you don't know exactly why you're getting in a trade, there's no reason to trade. You don't want to just get silly with it, right? You don't want to get outperformed just because by somebody else, right? And they take all your money because you just, oh, I wanted to put a trade on today. It felt like I could, and I'm gonna watch my phone. Like I said, I'm not talking shit. I'm not trying to do that at all. I just, I know it's worth my time. I think everybody should understand what's worth theirs. But no, seriously, I do love you guys. And I hope you learned something in this video of what I've been doing lately. And the high volatility has been really helpful. And we'll talk about the VIX here. As it looks like we're trapping shorts under 6,000. Kind of funny, right? When it really sells and guys just panic close their bullish positions, the shorts go heavier and then they flip it back up again. I love this market. So, like, I love how they just rug pull and people get crushed, because it creates so much liquidity, right? And there's so much opportunity and the volatility looks like it wants to peak back up this week on the short-term charts. Doesn't mean it will, but holiday weeks are hard. But that's going to be everything for me. I truly, seriously appreciate all the support. If you guys have yet to leave a like, a comment, or subscribe below, I'd really appreciate that. I'm very excited for the future, and I do want to upload a few more videos. I appreciate all the comments I get, all the support, the love, even the ones that are talking shit and say, like, this isn't real, it's not possible. It's like, bro, I bought a Porsche. I'm looking at $1 million homes right now. Like, I'm not playing around. I do not play around with my life. And even if I wanted to quit YouTube, I could walk away today and be perfectly fine, right? Like, even if you message me and say some shit, it's like I could be perfectly fine. Like that, it just doesn't bother me at all, right? It's like you can't dwell long on the people throwing stones, right? Because it's just, what's the point, right? It just bounces off my window and hits them back in the face. So it's whatever, but I really do appreciate all the support. Like I said, if you guys gotta want to reach out to me, there's a link below. You can also find me on Instagram, but I really appreciate it. I really do. I hope you guys have a great New Year's Eve tonight. Go Notre Dame, by the way. I hope they can beat Georgia. But, I'm just very happy. I'm calm and happy, to be able to do everything I want to do. I got back from Puerto Rico and it's just the life of an entrepreneur, I suppose. But I do appreciate all the support, and I will see you guys in the next video. And it might take months for that to come out, that's for sure. See you guys.